Hello, welcome, it's me. I'm gonna play a video game. This is gonna be, well, if you're watching the channel, I've got streams up, well, stream archives up, of Macedon over here, Alexander Empire, where I was attempting to learn the game. Now I believe I have learned some of it. Still bad at it, but I'm gonna do an actual campaign here. So this will be a recorded campaign play when I'm not streaming, so. But we will be playing as Osismia. I don't know. My country name is different from my province name, so there's some sort of witchcraft going on there. But we're playing as this dude, and our goal is going to be to form Gaul. Pretty sure it's just Gaul. But that requires us to have a whole bunch of land. Before that we can form this, which is probably what we'll do ahead of time. I mean, we're gonna end up, like, probably doing most of these because, you know, why not? Centralization less than 25. Sorry, negative 25. I don't actually know how you get that, but anyway, we're gonna end up forming Gaul. And then maybe taking on Rome, as is the thing that happens in history. We'll see how that ends up going. I'll go ahead and show you what, I was hovering over it earlier, but show you what that requires. Basically all of what would be considered roughly France. Which is going to put us butting up basically right up against Rome at some point here. I think, anyway. It depends on what Rome does. Rome may just, you know, crumble on its own, I don't know, but that'll be our goal, so good times. We also start with a terrible research ratio, so we're gonna have to somehow fix that. But, you know, go ahead, start off, we get one military idea, one oratory idea. This series will be cut up a lot, by the way, but for the first part here, I'm gonna go over what we do. We're gonna take martial ethos because it's very strong. Morale is just good in general. And then for our oratory idea, I might take the monthly loyalty. Loyalty is kind of a pain to deal with on a general basis. And for our first technology, we're probably gonna take starting experience. And, well, we could take the reduced fabricate claim cost. Get that going a little bit faster. Let's go ahead and do that. It drops our fabricate claim to 182. Admittedly, it's going to take us a while to get there. But, you know. So what do we actually want for trade here? I always do that. I always close that for some reason. I probably want fish for the population growth, but I could also get some wine if that puts us at a surplus, but if it does, that reduces our maintenance cost. We could get grain too, because it's manpower instead of happiness. We already have the capital surplus. We'll take some grain, whatever country that is. It's not one that I'm not right next to. It's not. I don't know where they are. Hold on. They're down there. That's who I just traded with. But this will be our start, and that is our goal. We're gonna preferably fix our research ratio before we go to war, but we're gonna try to quickly take out these two smaller, relatively weak nations. We only have 3 cities, 15 pop, 427 versus our 8 and 43. If we can take those two out quickly, try and start expanding. Our biggest rivals are probably at the start here, all going to be roughly in this area. Basically these 5 right here. It'll be most of it for a while. Mostly Pictonia. So if we cannot get a border with Pictonia, that would be pretty good. Not that that stops it because we have ocean tiles, but you know, they're a lot less likely to go to war with us if I don't have a border with them. But anyway, let's get this going. And immediately, we were invited to a defensive league with Venetia, which is one of the countries I want to take. one of the territories. So I don't know if I want to do that. Of course I could break it later and it does make me stronger at the start. Admittedly it is only defensive. Should also... Can't change that. Why can't I change that? I should really look at my government and like, you know, what the things are here. I've never actually played a nation that plays as, figure out what I actually am. Settled tribe, that's what it is. I don't know the penalties and such for that. I mean, there's retinues. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. We're not going to take this. We're going to decline that. No defensive league. What could possibly go wrong? Got another invite to a defensive league, this time from the people over here, Vanilla, who I actually just traded with. They wanted to import something to us, which makes us money. Don't really know why that makes us money, but either way, they want a defensive league, and I'm far more inclined to take a defensive league with them, because that's not territory that I immediately want to take, so I will do so. And we'll do a quick checkup on these guys. So you have a defensive league with them, but this guy's still open. How long that'll be, I don't know. Big on tax, not so much on trade. That'll be most of our income for a while. But how long he'll be open, I don't know. He does have a fort. I mean, I think everyone has a fort. Could be mistaken on that, but I believe everyone has at least a singular fort unless they're a city-state. Which, does the game start with any city-states, actually? Yeah, it does. You have a fort. You don't appear to, though. City-states are singular cities. There's a thing somewhere. I can never remember where to find these things. There it is. So you can see the requirements for everything. I've never played a game long enough to see a great power, because that is a lot of cities. But anyway, got a defensive alliance. Still looking to take down this dude. This dude is now less of an option. Can I take an alliance with you? I can take an alliance with you. Alliance with that guy. That's awkward. We'll pull an alliance with that guy. Make us a little collectively stronger. And apparently we'll also take an alliance from the dude right next to him, who happened to be in alliance with him already, so... Looking pretty good on our alliances. This dude is now in a defensive league with the other two, though. So my plans may have to be adjusted here, but if I do it now, then oh, they would join, actually. I was gonna say they're probably not gonna join. I don't have a war goal anyway, but I could actually call my allies into this war. It'd be a 3v3 brawl, but their side, I believe, is a little bit weaker. Don't really know. Don't know if I needed to update for this, but our second invention here, we're going to take technology speed plus 5% to account for some of the fact that my technology may as well not even exist. We've also built up a bit of army. We're going to build some chariots. We actually can't really build anything. We don't have horses. Who knew that would be the bottleneck? But I'm going to build up some chariots, a few here, kind of expensive. Because they have bonuses to light cavalry and a light infantry, and a light infantry is one of the things that we can build. And they're neutral to archers, so they're technically a positive. My alliance members are also building, but so are my enemies. We still don't have enough to fabricate a claim, but we almost do. So we'll just chill here for a second. They still have the same alliance? No, they don't. No, that's me. Don't look at me, look at him. Wait, they're at war. I'm curious. And their alliances have changed. We have peace with them for some reason. But instead of declaring war on him, who is allied with my ally, and also at war, Means you're probably at war, yes. So you probably dragged him into that. Instead of attacking him, I could potentially go for this dude, which will pull him into it anyway. And I could potentially pull my allies into this. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work, but let this month tick by. There's a religious proceeding. Most of these pop-ups I've already read. You can pause it here to read it yourself. I'd basically just go over the tooltips. I feel like loyalty and power is going to be a little bit more useful than other things for now, but we'll fabricate a claim on this dude. He has 2 regions, apparently, for some reason. I don't know why. But he does. Fabricate a claim on that guy. We'll wait a bit for our diplomats. So we've had a call to arms against them. Tempted to go ahead and accept this call to arms, but I feel like that's gonna have some strange implications with this war. I don't necessarily know that I want to help with this unless I can get land out of it. And I don't necessarily know that I can. Also, I figured out why I couldn't change my army maintenance before. It's because I didn't have an army. I simply had clan retinues, which are not a thing in monarchies for obvious reasons. But let's see, if I declare war here, this dude will come in. Redonia will not. Lax border, another war, negative stability. But if I wait a bit, finish up this war first, I should be able to call my allies in. And I should probably help my allies. 13,000 men. Honestly, astonishing. I'll go ahead and help my ally out. I don't really want to help him, so if he gets in a fight with his troops, because I'm going to be at war with him, but if he gets in a fight with his troops, then I'm far less concerned about it. I may not even need to help in this war. It looks like the you know, mob has decided to arrive and they're probably going to do most of the work. I would like to see if I siege something, if I can get that land, though. This would be a very inconvenient land for me to have, but it is land that I eventually want to have. Curiously, I'm neutral on this fight somehow. I don't know why it thought that was neutral, but it did, so... Well, welcome to battle, I suppose. I'm also not a Roomba, in case you haven't noticed that, so any sort of complicated math stuff I will not be able to in the slightest explain. Oh, there's a fort there. These are my clan, yeah. So their troops, their manpower is handled by themselves, as well as some of the maintenance. As long as he doesn't die or anything, I don't need to worry about the fact that they're taking attrition, because the clan leader himself will worry about manpower and whatnot. I don't know if he has a limit on manpower. I assume he does. I don't know how to check that, but I suspect it is possible for him to not have enough manpower to reinforce himself. I'm not entirely sure, but our siege is going alright. Because my commander is apparently good at sieging. I also learned, if you click on battles, it forces the game to speed 2. Don't necessarily know why it does that, but you can see it bumps back up to 4 and then down to 2. I was playing the other day wondering why it kept dropping to speed 2 and I couldn't change it. It's because I was clicked on a battle. Which is rather annoying. You're upgrading your fort. But you're building a fort. I really like that you're doing that. Kind of cumbersome, but that's okay. There we go, I've sieged that land. I will go ahead and take my clan troops back, let him replenish, and the war is over. So there you go. If I were to declare war, you would then join me. Of course, everyone is kind of out of position here, and my troops aren't replenished, so you have to wait a moment on that. But what's the biggest thing here? Army morale recovery. To go big things first, the tech stuff isn't gonna, like anything that gets +5 tech or whatever, not gonna add up to much because we don't earn much. That 5%, where is it at? Military tech 5% applies here. Applies to that percentage, which is a modifier of this percentage, and this percentage is a modifier of these two, and those two are low, so it's a very small modifier when your numbers are very low. So we're not gonna worry about that. But we're gonna chill for a bit here before we decide to declare any wars. Everyone's troops are moving around. I want to try and replenish some of mine, hopefully. Alright, I think it's time to declare war. It turns out they replenish pretty quick, but it's not great compared to the speed that I replenish things. So. But that castle's about to be finished, 6th of April, so I don't actually think, I think I waited slightly too long, but I'm gonna go ahead and declare war, bring my allies in. One of them is in a war. Oh, never mind, he was in a war. He's no longer in a war. And he will bring his allies have changed again. Well, we're still gonna go for it. He's got a big ally. And Pictonia over here. Pictonia. But we're gonna still go for it. It's gonna cause everyone to be mad all around the world. We're gonna move you here before they finish constructing that in general. We're gonna try and get, how long would it take you guys? 16th of March. No, that's right. I forgot how months work. We're gonna get there before that finishes. So they won't, I believe it pauses construction. We'll see. But they shouldn't be able to finish their 2nd level fort, which would make sieging that much more difficult. But I've pulled my allies in, and my allies are in a much closer position to deal with stuff. Does that finish? No, yeah, it stops building it. As you can see the day taking up as time goes by. But if Pictonia does manage to get its troops up here, we will have to worry, but otherwise I think we're fine. Why do you move that way? Is it because of this castle? Why can't you just go that way? Stupid, whatever. Very strange. That's neutral if I send him up there. Now he has to go up there, so hopefully he wins that. But we will get a huge war score bonus when we siege this, because these are the only 2 provinces that I'm technically fighting over. And that dude just got absolutely donked on. Now what I would like to get, I wish they hadn't sieged those. Go back down there. I forgot the castle will unsiege it until I take that. Oopsie. Go back that way. What I would like to have is those 3 provinces, preferably, and also these 4. I'll push my aggressive expansion up, but that's okay. We get 5 loyalty if we send them some money. It's not much money. You locked in? You are locked in. Do it. Swiggity swiggity. My dude here, my general of the first war host, is actually pretty good commander. 7-4. So we will handily win that. What is his max morale? Exactly the same max morale, he just moved with none for some reason. Really know why. Still no sign of Pictoria, so And that's my castle, so I can't do anything to it. Oh, we had a castle here? Who does have a castle here? How did I notice that? Military access, sure. Peace, no. I ain't done fighting this war. And invention. I do like getting diplomatic reputation. Starting experience might be good too. We'll go with diplomatic reputation. We don't have a whole lot of options. We're actually going to run out of options because our tech gain is so low that our civic power will actually outpace it. But you know, such is the cost. I don't think you have any boats, do you? No. So unless he gets military access, which he doesn't have, as long as he doesn't get military access, he can't actually help in this war. This is the problem with having allies that are too far away. But anyway, this is how the war is going to go. We should handily mop this one up. Just a matter of time. So, we wait. There we go, the sieges have been won. Nomentia exploded during that war. There's a revolt going on, but revolt doesn't matter. They'll take that back pretty quickly. Downside, some land was taken by allies. I've never fought wars with allies, so it appears that I just get all the land anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. So we'll take all the land, we'll take all the gold. It'll give us only 6 aggressive expansion, which is inconsequential, so free land for us. We may as well take the popularity from just murdering everyone. There you go. And we are now a local power, I believe. Yes. We were already a local power. Yeah, I'm a smart. We're halfway to a regional power. There you go. Research ratio is slightly better, but still pretty bad. You guys can just sit there, you don't need to move. But look at us, we're looking a little bit stronger now. I could be cheeky. I don't have a Casus Belli, so I can't be cheeky. Never mind. I was gonna say I could be cheeky and attack the revolt, but you still need a CB on revolts apparently. So never mind. But we're at 1585. We're pretty close to Pictonia in terms of power. We have more cohorts, and we can not actually afford more cohorts. Not very easily afford them anyway. So we'll probably just sit on this for a little bit and try and build up perhaps some marketplaces for more money. We don't have those forts. Those forts disappeared because those were the capitals. I think the capital just has a fort by default, I guess. Because mine certainly does. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Their capitals had a fort and they were just building an extra, but I could, for instance, disappeared. I could, for instance, build a fort here, and that'll protect most of my front. Also, basically all of my gold, or build some marketplaces. Which in the long run is probably the better idea. To just, you know, start building some marketplaces around. We'll see, but for now, we're just gonna chill. Check something actually, before I start the chilling. Let's promote. Convert, there shouldn't be anything to convert. Probably nothing to assimilate, yeah. So, we're just chilling. Gonna take another invention. We're gonna opt for National Tribesman output, which is entirely manpower. Oh, there's a little base tax from them. So base tax and manpower. May as well get an omen. I have been using the research point omen, but I don't think that actually benefits us any. Because this is a bonus to research points, not research efficiency. So all it's doing is giving us 11% of this, which is essentially nothing. So We should just do the national tax. Buff our income up a little bit. 0.07. Good value. We have an alliance offer from Pictonia, who is currently allied with Santonia, which is another large power. I see no reason not to accept this offer. Let's actually check. They just related to Santonia down there? They appear to be. What are you? Right with Redonia. And if I declare war, you would join them because it's defensive and that's how alliances work. And you have a truce with them until 462. Quite a bit of a wait. You're allied with my other ally. So I would prefer to go to war with them and pull Redonia in. But we have to wait unless I want to do it without Pictonia, and I don't really. I probably could win, but I don't really want to, so. Alright, I've converted a bunch of citizens. We're up to 61 now, which is still bad, but it's better than what it was before. And I think we're gonna go ahead and grab probably just the tech investment. We could do Omen Power actually, but it's not a huge amount to begin with. So we're doing military tech advancement. We get 0.66 at the moment. And with that advancement, we get 0.68. So, boy howdy. In the meantime, we're just standing around. Everyone's just standing around. No one's fighting anything, I don't think. It's very peaceful. It takes an extremely long time to build marketplaces when you have an income of 2 a month. Who knew? In the meantime, Rome exploded. Well, it didn't explode, but they appear to have grown rather substantially in the time that I've been over there in Brittany. Nothing else has happened, I don't think. Phrygia is maintaining itself rather well, but Rome being that large already, a little concerning. They're getting sieged out by Apulia. I don't know where Apulia is. Are you Apulia? No. They're down there. How are you sieging that? I don't know. Rome doesn't look like they're doing great with this war, but it is Rome, so never underestimate them. Meanwhile, still sitting here doing nothing. Hey, it's time to learn on the job, apparently. Not that that matters because I'm not recruiting anything, but I had to pick something. So I've learned that Redonia here has changed their alliances. Rather curiously enough, Nemnithia actually does not have any defensive agreement or alliance with anybody. The downside, they truced out at some point apparently. The downside is I don't have the oratory power to do anything about this. Hello? No longer in our defensive league. It doesn't matter because they're still allied with us. I thought they'd already left our defensive league, but maybe that was like Redonia or something. You're in my defensive league apparently. No, Redonia's in it. I don't know, man. Something happened at some point, but I can't do anything about it because I don't have any oratory power. I'm real bad at speaking. Who knew? I was gonna take the Omen power, but just none of the remaining options are any value, so it's great. I also have a disloyal character, but that's okay. It's not particularly, because that loyalty penalty, good heavens. I can't do anything about that necessarily, because it's his clan retinue that's loyal to him. So just kind of had to deal with the loyal cohorts thing, apparently, for clan leaders. Nothing has happened still, nothing has changed. Don't think, no. Everyone's still just kind of chilling. Doing a whole lot of nothing. It's still gonna take quite a few months for us to be able to afford this. So hopefully nothing changes in the meantime before I can actually do that and go to war with them, because if I can go to war with them, this should be a free war. Which means a lot of land, so... We finally have enough oratory power to fabricate our claim, and nothing has changed so far. Well, I mean, they hate us, but... There was a pop-up that we took some citizens from them. They came to us. I didn't really take anything, but... and then there was a follow-up pop-up that said they got mad about it, so... They got mad about it. I don't think... we can even pull Vanillia into this war. And they have no allies, so... We're just gonna go alone. I forgot to raise my economy, I forgot I lowered it. Whoops-a-daisy. It doesn't matter that much, it just means I've lost the, you know, the moment of surprise. Why can I suddenly call you into this war now? I mean, sure, I'll call Pictonia into it. I don't need to call anyone else into it, that seems excessive. I have Pictonia deal with things, why not? While my morale charges up. This should be an easy war, I believe that's their only military, yeah. In fact, I'm so confident about how easy this war is. I'm just gonna send my dudes over there despite the fact that they don't have any morale. Now I have no way of getting here. Tell by the lovely noise. Until this castle's taken anyway, so... Oh right, this dude's disloyal, so he'll do whatever the hell he wants. I forgot about that, and I can't do anything about his army existing because it's a retinue. It's his retinue, so... If he does something, it's of his own volition. If he doesn't, well... Not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. But hey, a new invention. May as well take the... Omen power, I guess. Well, we're running out of things to take. I can exalt him. Which will cause his loyalty to start gaining. Also just bribe him. It's not great, but I could bribe him. War averted. Who? Why are you telling me about that? I don't care. But apart from those two things, I can't really do anything. An Exalt Clan Chief makes the others dislike me, so... Don't really necessarily think that's the greatest plan of action here. Hey, we can get it open. Sure, it's more national tax. It is the primary source of income for me still, so... Wish this dude would help. He's never going to because he's still dropping AO on the siege. All of this stuff will siege automatically, so we're gonna try and grab that fort. Is that a 2 fort? No, it's a 1 fort. But yeah, this war is over. 84%. Didn't even know you were in my league. Or 84 war score, sorry, which means we should just be able to take everything. No, you're not that desperate yet. Probably because he still has a military of some description. Why can't you just go that way? Whatever. Silly video game. I will have to do something about him being disloyal, because obviously if I don't, he is like a third of my entire force. My entire strength. This dude's dropping a lot because... freaking loyal cohorts. Unfortunately, nothing I can do about that war. You have declared war on me. For what reason? I'll pay a little bit for him. Like what can you even get to me? I don't think you can, and I can't get to you, so you're literally just wasting everyone's time involved in this. is a good war. But all that's left is for this castle to get sieged, and they will have completely folded. Are you attacking him? Didn't he break the defensive league? I thought he did. It's pulled me into this war despite I thought it had said he was done with the league and it wasn't worth it. I don't know. I can't do anything to help him, so we're just gonna sit here and watch, I guess. He's got the military size. Redonia's gonna leave us. They plan to declare war on you. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I wanted to fight them anyway, so. Still am allied with Pictonia and Vanilia. And Vanilia is still defensive allied, or defensive agreement. Defensive league, that's what it's called. It's a lot of words, alright? Sometimes I'm not very good at the words. Come on, man. Just win the siege. I believe in you. Why would you send a half of your military to fight that? Okay, there you go. It's still not looking good for him. And he lost that miserably. Yeah, that dude's gone. There's no saving him. Me and the other dude can't even get to him anyway. Alright, sue for peace. Give me all your stuff. All your money, because you don't need it anyway. There you go. And we grow ever larger. We're up to 22 cities now, and 117 pop. Pretty good. The triremes don't matter because I don't have any triremes. Don't know that I can even build triremes. No. Well, they're called galleys, but no, I can't build them, so. This is all well and good and entirely pointless. I really wish I could move you, but I cannot, so. I have to deal with that, I suppose. But we grow larger. Soon we will have Gaul. I mean, we got a bit of a ways to go, but baby steps. We have another offer alliance out of nowhere. This dude actually hates me and he wants to ally. Which I will take him up on because that's not land that I currently want to take, so. What I'm looking to take is Redonia, because they don't like me and want... they did break the alliance. So they're currently protected by nobody. I'd like to take them, and then probably this country. Allied with that dude, though. This would also be a good option. It's only 2 little provinces, cities, I guess is what it should be. 2 little cities, but you know, when our total count is 22 cities, 2 cities is a pretty nice increase. So that's our goals at the moment. But we got another ally. This is good. Still don't have any oratory power. This dude is doing nothing, but someone else has been pulled into this war. It looks like that guy. There's a lot of armies over here from a lot of different flags. So I don't know. There's some stuff going down. Peace has been called. They took that land, they took those 2 provinces, so Galicia is basically done because it's split in half and poor. Redonia wants to form a defensive league with me. How very cute of you. I don't know what you thought that was going to accomplish because I certainly wasn't going to join you on that, but give you credit for trying, I suppose. Unrelated to anything, my ally has split in half, but that's their own deal. Well, I mean, I'm getting call arms. I guess I have to help it. Professional sailor is the only thing left until we rank up our tech. This is a complete opposite of the other campaign I was doing where I had too many inventions and not enough power. But we're getting called to arms. They're looking a little strong over there. You're still uncooperative, so we'll accept the call to arms. We'll go send our clan retinue over there to help out, but this is just a revolt. Nothing of value will be gained or lost here. If it even matters, this man may just win on his own, I don't know. Turns out this is more of a hassle than I anticipated. For some reason they have 3 castles. Where did 3 castles come from? I don't have any idea, because that means there's 4 castles in this tiny little area. It seems like a lot of money for someone to be spending, but hooray, get the siege for 70 decades, which means this slows down. Which isn't great because he now has an ally. A terribly strong ally, but an ally nonetheless. Of course, I also have allies, so this is all kind of irrelevant. It's really just the fact that I'm getting slowed down by this. In fact, you know what? Let's fabricate our claim. Let's just go to war with multiple people. What could possibly go wrong, he says. Particularly since this dude doesn't have enough military to actually siege things anymore. That got re-sieged, and the castle has been rebuilt on it. I'm actually offended that that's how that works. Because we sieged that castle down, and it got unsieged by a castle. And then the castle was rebuilt upon it. I'm offended. The biggest problem here is this dude won't help. One. Losing so many men over here. This dude won't help, and soon we're gonna lose the other dude. Bribe him. Makes him willing to help. We certainly have enough. Do an omen. We're gonna take the discipline because we're about to be at war, and he... Yes. Turn good again. I believe it's 33%. Where they become rebellious or whatever, unloyal, to the point that you can't control them. Not exactly sure, but what we're gonna do, move you guys down there. Somewhat roundabout path of doing this, but we're gonna move them down there and try and snipe this guy's military, who he just got rid of something and then rebuilt it. Don't know why. But unfortunately, that's what he just removed something else. How very strange. At war? No. I mean, this dude's at war with apparently everybody. I don't know what happened there, but I doubt he's gonna come in. You're not gonna come in. Civil war. Oh, right. You have a truce, so you can't join. You don't mind that you're at war. I will call you in, obviously. And he will call his ally. We should have the military advantage pretty much entirely because of Pictonia, but it's not bad. Plus our troops already have morale because I was already at war. And it looks like we will not catch the larger portion of his military off the bat here. Catch a small part, not the whole thing. Now, this castle is going to siege some stuff. It's unfortunate, but we'll get it back soon enough anyway. And you completed your task. You should no longer be at war. You are not. I will call you into this war. Hold arms. You're in debt. You'll be okay. I also call Vanillia in. You know what? Call everyone in. He's not going to be any help, and he might technically be a detriment, but we're just going to bring the whole troop in here. I don't know what you're doing. He's taking a very roundabout path to somewhere. Scandal. Wife of the bodyguard gains loyalty. Might get wounded though. Who knows? We'll never know what he get. It's a lot of military you got over there, buddy, old pal. And for some reason you are marching into that. Which you should not be, and yet here we are. Let's move to reinforce them. This dude should be fine. He's basically separated while he sieges. Can I catch you? No. We're locked into that fight now. Is it going to be a great fight? Unless this dude gets there in time, which he did. So that's actually perfect. We will win that. It'll cost us men, but we will win that. And that's a level 2 fort, so all of you have to go over there. Whenever we get this fort captured, we'll take that land back. We'll capture everything else over here anyway, so... That fort and this fort are the only things that matter now. I just killed a man, apparently. About to kill some more men. This is what stack wiping is, in case you're curious. This dude is retreating into our province. Upon defeat, didn't actually stack wipe, but that would be what would generally happen there, is that a retreating army would basically walk into an existing army and then evaporate. Yeah, you can have military access. Friends across borders. Send them some gold. Alucria? This place gets a better opinion of me. It wouldn't matter, apart from the fact that this dude loses loyalty if I click that, so he's already low and dropping. Which is not great, because I'm currently using him for things, but hey, here we are. So we won that siege. We will free siege everything else around here. And we will wait. There's nothing else for me to actually do in this war except for wait. I'm actually running out of men because of attrition to siege this castle. I didn't account for that. I was actually losing hundreds of men in these little fights. I should probably do something about these little fights. So I don't think I can actually siege this castle anyway. So let's see if we can get rid of his army. I don't have the men to siege this castle, so I think we're just kind of out of luck on that front. Why is this so close? We have the disadvantage in action. I keep forgetting there are these actions. I should really use those more adequately. Yeah, it's gonna cost us more. But we're victorious, so... Because we can't siege this, I think we just sue for peace on this chunk of land. I mean, it's still a pretty good increase, I'll take it. I'm saying those two, and we'll have to wait on that if I can't take this castle. Which I just legitimately don't have the men to take this castle. Yeah, we lost that retinue entirely. The other retinue is 5k men. My own troops are only 1,000. Pull ourselves out. Oh wait, there's a 16 stack there. Other dude, there you go. Let's see if we can attract him towards the sieging. We're victorious, by the way. There we go. We can siege again. Unless he gets off of that, and then we can no longer siege. Hey! Our tech has gone up. I think we increase our siege ability for now. Oh, we can get 2. We actually get 3. We'll grab research points, plus 10. It's not huge. Oops. We'll get some big tech investment, and we can get a military tradition. We get light infantry morale, because that's going to be a decent chunk of our composition. And we're going back to waiting. There's always so much stuff happening. Spend religious power. I'm not using it anyway. But like, compared to the other campaign I'm running, there's always just things fighting other things. And the armies are small and split, and there's stuff everywhere, so... That looks rather exciting. Don't get off of the fort. I need you to siege this, otherwise it's not going to happen. Another invention. Let's get a capital import route. That'll let us get something when I have the points for it. It takes civic power to do that. Tech went up. We got a gift of 14 gold. Please come back to the fort. As long as my troops don't move, we're not going to lose the siege progress. But if my troops are the only ones there, we're not going to gain siege progress. So, Chief of the Senati clan has gained arthritis. How very inconvenient. Should be able to get a trade now. Yes, we just don't have many options. We can get horses. Which potentially could be very big, considering basically no one else has horses. Let's go ahead and do that. We're actually capable of recruiting horses now. This fort should fall soon. That's okay. It can't go higher than 42%, by the way. That's what it caps out at. It goes straight from 42 to capped, as far as I'm aware. Which is unfortunate, because it means you can sit on 42 for a while, but that's been sieged. See about attacking this dude's army here, which should be a free win. There we go. And all of this stuff will be sieged for us. Like so. And now we can sue for peace for everything, which gives us 9 aggressive expansion. It's not a big deal. This will make us a regional power, though, which is going to mess up our alliances and stuff, I believe. I don't think I need the popularity so much anymore, so we'll drop the aggressive expansion. We get more import, diplomatic relations, our range goes up. Get 2 more clan chiefs. And a government bonus multiplier plus 100. And all of those alliances have converted into guarantees. Put you back there and just kind of chill. So we are now no longer allied. We're simply guaranteeing stuff. We're guaranteeing Pictonia, Toronia, and Vanilia. It's probably going to pull us into some wars. And we can't offer an alliance. We have too many relations. They have too many relations? It's probably them that has it. We have left our defensive league. It's because we are too big. Yeah, it dropped all the way down. Okay. Canceled our stuff. There's just going to be a bunch of military access stuff that gets canceled and whatnot. Grab another trade route. A fish? Or wood? It would. And back to just chilling. Oh yeah, we're going to have more, God, our income. Oh God, our income. We're gonna have more clans, which is going to mess up our military. We should only have 1 extra, actually, so it's just gonna be that guy, but may end up just straight getting rid of my own military, which is kind of risky, but we'll see. Regardless, back to chillin'. Quick little update on the world progress here. Rome's doing its Roman thing where it gets half of its territory sieged while in the middle of wars and then somehow wins. So disloyal provinces and characters. It's a problem with loyalty around these parts. Macedon, however it's pronounced in your regional dialect, is expanded, kind of wrapped around the mountain there. But apart from that, they are still fighting, so it appears they're going to expand once again, probably taking these two countries. Possibly more, not entirely sure. But they appear to be doing quite well. Thrace, on the other hand, is well, not completely, basically completely sieged out. Byzantium appears like it's going to grow rather strong. They have something sieged, probably by Thrace. No, by this place for some reason. And its accompanying country, Bithynia, which appears to be involved in this war for some reason. Also got some stuff sieged. Don't know who started the war. Apparently Byzantium started it. Well, Thrace did, but Byzantium's involved. But Thrace is, losing horrifically, so Byzantium's probably going to expand. Phrygia is still intact. Don't know how they've managed that, but they're at war with basically the known world. And India has done literally nothing, as has the Seleucid Empire, so... Apart from the things of interest here, Rome, obviously. Macedon, doing quite well, and Byzantium looks as to be ready to expand any moment here. Whenever that war ends, they'll probably grow. Apart from that, not a whole lot happening. Everyone else is still relatively just content to chill, except for us, of course. We're quite strong now. Someone died. That's okay. We'll replace them with Batman, with the funny name. Also, I'm still very slowly building marketplaces to try and counteract our terrible income. And someone's disloyal. This dude's disloyal now. He will pursue his own agenda, which basically means stand there and accomplish nothing of value for our country. I do so enjoy that. It's time for another invention, or yeah, it is an invention. And I think we're going to take the, if I can find it, Fug. No. Yeah, Fug. F-U-G. We have, as mentioned earlier, we have some disloyal province issues, and that is because the unrest is extremely high because people are unhappy. Not great. Should probably try and do something about that. There's no conversion that needs to happen, it's all just assimilating. So I should probably actually do that now, because we have a surplus of oratory power. Probably not enough to convert all of these, but yeah, just those. But that will lower the unrest in the province, so slowly work on that while I sit here and basically do nothing else.